And what is up, guys? Technicals here, trying to wring out any little bit of content that I possibly can out of the smallest little thing. Earlier today, I saw this tweet from my best friend on the internet, Mike at Hawk Crypto and Tech, saying GPU mining content is dead, time to face fact. Can you believe the nerve of this guy? He's super duper right, though. Caveman Mining chiming in down in the thread saying, what is the catalyst that brings us back? Will we ever come back? Needs another Ethereum level project. Bingo. I was kind of remarking on this many moons ago about Aleo, when Aleo was kind of like up and coming, and there for a while Aleo was like basically the only thing to mine with GPUs, a lot of big names behind it. So I was obviously like, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the thing that brings us back. But everyone hated Aleo for reasons, and so they kind of shunned it. And the community shunned it. It's still around, obviously, and I still believe that it's got places to go if Bitmain comes out with an ASIC for it. Not to say that Bitmain's going to pump the price or anything like that, but there is interest behind it. But really, he's absolutely right. We need some kind of big project like Ethereum to come back, and I just don't think it's going to happen. If that doesn't happen, then content can't follow because there's really nothing to talk about. Yeah, I know. I'm not the one to be talking about this because I'm a blip. I'm a microbe organism in the YouTube content sphere for cryptocurrency mining. Lots of big names out there. Let's check in on those names and see how they're doing. And again, this is not me throwing shade or kind of trying to highlight anyone's poor performance or anything like that. My performance is zero, goose egg. I'm talking about these big channels that know what they're talking about, that have great personalities. They're not doing so hot either, at least compared to how it used to be, maybe a couple years ago, or, especially, many years ago. And I think how a lot of that has to do with the suppression from YouTube. It's widely rumored, I don't know that there's any proof around it, but it's widely rumored that YouTube suppresses crypto content in general. I don't know that they would suppress mining content more than just basic crypto content. And some of the ultra large channels that have a wide berth that cover general topics, like Ivan on Tech here, 25,000 views on his stream. He streams every day. But if you start looking around, some of these ultra giant channels, Vosk, Red Panda, Son of a Tech, the views are bad. Son of a Tech, close to 200,000 subscribers. I don't know, he's kind of come and gone a little bit here. But if you start looking through some of the videos, like barely breaking 1,000 on a lot of them, maybe 3,000 for a channel that size. From someone who knows what the hell they're talking about, I'd expect it to be a lot more. Bosscoin, the undisputed juggernaut of the space, puts out content every single day. Is he 1 million yet? 650,000 subscribers. So again, commensurate with his size, the views, it's not so good. Now you got some here that kind of break the mold. Obviously a catchy title, thumbnail, $299 mini Bitcoin miner, outperforming at 22x, 150,000 views. But still, overall, you've got a lot peppered in here that are like 5 to 10,000. And that's, again, I know he puts out a lot of content, but you're in a space that's worth like what? It was like $1 trillion not long ago. What's it worth? Oh, okay, crypto's $3 trillion still. And yet it doesn't seem like there's a lot of interest here. And there are reasons for that, in my belief. That's mainly because the new money is not going into proof of work projects. And I think developers know that. And so they don't bother making proof of work coins. So the best talent, minds, game theorists, people like that, they're not bothering with proof of work coins. They're going straight into meme coins. This has been the trend for like a year and some change, 2 years. I mean, I think on the heels of the whole NFT craze when that was, people kind of realized, like, do we really even have to put in any effort into the consensus mechanism or into the technology or anything like that? Or do we put a frog on it and that's worth $1 billion? And I think that's exactly what's happening. And I think that's what will continue to happen in its current form. I don't think there's any reason for proof of work to exist in a project. I mean, again, if you're coming from it from a place where you're a zealot about it, you're doing jihad on technology and coins, like, well, yes, there is a place. No one cares. No one cares about that at all. You might care, but you are the teeniest little minority. And so everybody else, they're just in it to make money, quick money. And that's meme coins is where that's at. So if there's no good development going in and there's nothing going on the proof of work side, so there's no content to make, there's no new people being exposed to it, you have algorithm suppression from YouTube, and then me, I'm not making a lot of videos. I was responsible for at least probably 30% of all the new miners coming in. It's just a perfect storm of dead. I cramped from doing that. People say, they always say, it's going to happen. Alt season's coming. It always happens. Does it though? This is the best tool I could think up to kind of illustrate the alt seasons when they happen. So Bitcoin dominance chart. This is kind of rolling all the way back to, well, all the way back to the beginning. So Bitcoin obviously was the only game in town. And then it was like 2015, 16, 17, Ethereum kind of popped off. And then all the ERC20 started coming in. And then there was the alt season. And then Bitcoin's dominance goes way down. And then in 2020, 2021, when all the pandemic money got just kind of rained down from helicopters, I'm sure, no, it was the technology. People wanted to invest. It wasn't all the just free money floating out of helicopters that poured into the market. It was the technology, right? Bitcoin dominance kind of going down again. Alt season running up. So twice, it always happens. Twice? I mean, really, you could make an argument for any of these coins or these micro alt seasons that kind of came through, but we're talking about that big hitter when all the stupid money flows into the market because everything's going up, or at least Bitcoin's going up. Everybody gets interested, comes in. Bitcoin's topped out. I could still make $1 billion and go 1,000x on some of these little piddly coins. I'll jump into those, and that's where the money comes from. That's where the liquidity comes from. It's not from people who are knowledgeable or know anything about anything. It's people bum rushing in for the gold rush. They want to make a quick buck, and that's where our exit liquidity comes in. And I just don't think it's going to happen because meme coins exist. That's where the money is. That's where the big gains are. So why would anyone bother with proof of work stuff? So yeah, crypto mining content, super duper dead. And I mean, rightly so, there's nothing to talk about. And I know there's a lot of people out there who still grind it and hammer it every single day over the slightest thing, or, vlog it. Hats off to Panda for continuing to deliver I don't know how does he do it? But it just feels like we're sort of at the tail end, especially with manufacturers just trying to like eke out the last few dollars that they possibly can out of home miners, prosumer miners, people who are in between and maybe have an extra 100K to just kind of throw around willy-nilly at devices. Because it obviously everything's moving, I won't say commercial or institutional or industrial for mining devices and things like that. There's nothing for GPUs. There's nothing for CPUs. There's nothing for the small guy except these little lottery, these $2.99 lottery tickets, Bitcoin lottery miners, or D-pin things that shit out tokens that why? That's the only thing getting interest, is because it's just way too damn expensive to get into any of these proper miners, and the risk profile is just the same. I mean, if they were much cheaper, then yeah, maybe you'd make it up in volume. Maybe you'd have a lot more people holding the token. Maybe that's the gamesmanship, but I don't think I couldn't put it on a company to kind of take that risk when you have the company next door who's stolen the chip technology from the manufacturer or whatever, and they're going to put out a miner tomorrow. So you got to compete with them. They're coming to the market. They always release around the same time. So I can't blame the companies for, not sort of investing in the future of proof of work. They're just riding the waves and trying to squeeze out as much dollars as out of us as totally possible. And so I think that has a cumulative effect of people who are in that range who do that and then maybe barely ROI on the device, who maybe lose a little bit of money or at least stuck with a ton of tokens that they can't, they don't want to sell because they're kind of expecting that 100x. They're expecting that alt season. And I just don't know if it's going to come. That's why I think content's dead. Again, this is my 30,000 foot uninformed, totally ignorant view on things. Again, I can just see, because I've been messing around with meme coins over here. I go on Pump Fun, I go on Gecko Terminal and buy and sell and trade. And then Fart Baby goes 1,000x and I make more on Fart Baby in 12 hours than I've made mining in 6 months. And that was just me picking out a name that I thought was I thought other people would think it was funny and buy it. And that seemed to be exactly the right thing to do. Now tell me where technology fits into that. Tell me where that's not a better selling point than something that has all this great technology, and you have to explain it to them, and you have all these nerds telling people why it's important. Or someone goes in and buys Fart Baby and goes 1,000x in 12 hours. I think people are going to go with the Fart Baby. Tell me, great Swami, where do you see this going? I think it's going to be much the same, but a slow bleed. I think there will be another run up, but I don't know when that is. I mean, it depends on larger economic conditions. But I think Bitcoin's, a lot of stuff priced in on Bitcoin, and if it continues to just kind of hover where it's at, even if Bitcoin went to 200K, do you really expect a lot of people to jump in if it went, started going up to 200K? I just don't see it. I think too many people are familiar with it. It doesn't have that mystery behind it anymore. It's not this exotic sort of thing. What is that? Digital currencies in general, I don't see it happening unless, there's something with AI. But I don't know that anyone needs to integrate cryptocurrencies into an AI project to try to commodify it, because I mean, people can invest in that traditionally. It's not this sort of dark market that requires a cryptocurrency. You can get into it traditionally. So I don't see a reason for entry. I think too many people know about it, and the people that do know about it, or are at least willing to get into this, are going straight into meme coins because that's what they want. I mean, let's understand motivations here. Can we be honest? People want quick money. They don't care about technology. I don't care about technology. I want quick money. So I can't expect that anyone else would do anything different than that. I don't think an altcoin season is really going to pop off, maybe a minor one, but I don't see it going 10,000x, or at least having that kind of money flow into it that it would be required for us to kind of recoup a lot of the bags. At this point, I'm just going to hang on to it because it's not a significant amount, enough amount of money for me personally to try to sell it and move on to the next thing. I'm going to continue to mine major coins because really everything's paid for. I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. It's barely profitable. I mean, it's at the point to where it's not like death knells or anything like that. So I can keep them on for now. But like the content thing, that is depressing because it's not bringing in and exposing any new people. It's not keeping the community thriving, if that's, even at all important. It seems like it's like the same 200 people that comment in every video. It doesn't seem like a whole lot of new people are coming in. And I don't see that there's any reason for new people to come in because it's like, why would you? So anyway, that's my super ultra depressing video to sneeze something out to at least, get out one video a month. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're buying all the negativity, the negative hype, if you agree with can you believe he would say something like, I can't believe that. He's my best friend though. I'm sorry, Mike. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like the video because it's a nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TheTechnicals. See you next time.